Home decor business owners, this is a video designed for you. In this video, I'm going to show you step by step how I create a campaign from scratch on Facebook ads for home decor products. I'm gonna start with some of the marketing fundamentals, finding the right audience, all the way down to the technical information, creating a campaign, the account structure, and all those things around that. So buckle up and let's get started. Facebook ads for home decor products. The first thing that we have to find out is the offer. Offer is what is going to impact the most. This literally has the biggest impact onto your ultimate Facebook ad campaigns. I could not stress this enough how important is this. You could have the worst kind of ads, you could have simple images, but if the offer, if the product that you're selling is something that people want, they've been looking for a while, you are gonna sell it. You will still get a pretty high return from your ad campaigns. So to find out more about the offer, these are some questions that we have to ask ourselves. What are you actually selling? What are the price points? If you are selling something cheap for 20 bucks, 30 bucks, it is something completely different from selling home decor products that worth thousands of dollars. If you're selling furniture, it is a bit different, the way you communicate the value of your products, the way you put your ads out there, the visuals, the copies, and all those things combined. And also, one important thing is how saturated the market is. How many other brands are selling similar products like yours? If you have lots of them, in that case, just using the images, just using, creatives that show visually only the product itself, without any persuasion, without using some psychological triggers, it is quite difficult to sell it because people cannot see the difference. So they see the same product and they kind of used to that, so now they have a lot of choices. When they have a lot of choices, this is what happens. They purchase based on price. And now you have to play a very, very tough game. When you have to give discounts, 50% off, 70% off, to just get clients. But the downside here is that you are losing also at the same time profit. And guess what? As more people, as more brand owners in the same space are coming in, and if they have more money to advertise and to acquire customer, eventually your business is gonna be in such a position that it's quite difficult to get at the time new clients anymore. Because if they are willing to spend more on acquiring customers, even though they might lose some money upfront, it is literally the toughest situation to be in. Now, to solve this type of problem and not play in a game where you have to consistently and constantly just give discounts and offers and deals, I'm gonna tell you how to solve that in this video a little bit later on, so stick with me. But for now, just to be aware of that game that you literally do not want to play, you don't want to be there, because it is very, very difficult and it is simply not the way to scale a business. Now, the second step that we have to look at is the ideal audience. So here we are talking about what is the current situation of your potential client and what is the desired situation. What are they dreaming? What do they want to get using your products? What do they want? This is the first question. And why do they want that? This is also very important. Here we are talking right now about the emotional reasons. Because buying a home decor item for their house is not something necessary. It's not like food, it's not like, water. It is not a necessary thing for us. So there are other reasons why your customers buy your products. You have to find out those emotional reasons. Now, the question that you might have is, how can I find them? And this is where the customer research comes in place. These are the tools that I use every single time when I work with home decor clients. We have YouTube. This is a place where I would highly recommend, because here you could also see literally how people talk about similar products like yours. You could see their language, you could see their reactions, you could see what exactly they like, what they don't like, what their pain points are. So knowing all those insightful information, you could put them in a spreadsheet and then utilize them for improving your offers, for like creating better visuals based on those knowledge. You could also use Amazon reviews. I look usually at those with 3 stars because there I could find a lot more info about what they don't like and what they would want to improve. I like also Reddit. This is something that I use when I want to find out more pain points. You would not see that much some of the good things from the Reddit. People there are usually complaining and bitching and moaning, but you could find things that they don't like about your niche, about your product, so you could improve. The things that they are bitching usually comes down to a bad offer, comes down to a bad product. Knowing that information, you go ahead, you improve your offer, you improve your product, and now the ones that they were frustrated about problem, once they see that your offer solves that, guess what is going to happen? They're gonna be way more likely to buy from you and not from your competitors. Another tool that I really love it, and you're gonna love it as well, is Quora. So if you remember, I said about the question that we have to ask ourselves, why do they want that? The emotional reasons, the psychology behind why they buy your products, usually you will find on Quora. So you could put like in the search box something like, why do women buy, home decor products? And then you will get a bunch of answers from people, and they are literally explaining why they bought those products in the first place. They will tell you the emotional reasons. Now, knowing that, you could go ahead, utilize that for your ad creatives. So the third step here, we go into pretty much taking action and executing all those researches, all the knowledge that we found out about our customers. So now is the time to create copies, headlines, text overlays for those creatives and visuals. So here are just a few examples. You could see we have some copies, friendly objects for designy people. This is something that I want to circle back to the first slide that I was talking about, which is, let me see here. Okay, so how saturated the market is. If your market is very saturated and you want to differentiate yourself somehow, I would highly recommend niching it down, because riches are in the niches. When you see something like this for designy people, this speaks to just a particular circle of your potential customers. Now, when they see themselves as designy people, and when you say something like this in your ad message, they will resonate a lot with your brand. They will not see your brand just as another faceless brand, just as another home decor brand. They will perceive your brand as a personality. They will resonate much better with you, and now from just making a transactional kind of relationship, you can create a much deeper relationship with them. They can come back to your website, they can buy much more often from you, they can refer your brand to their friends, to their family, and this is how you could create that word of mouth. You could create free marketing for your business. Some of our copies here, we could see some of them, like what are they called, testimonials, because social proof is another super powerful psychological trigger that you could use. Of course, it is very important to have visuals. Usually I've noticed for home decor products, images and slideshows and carousels, they work the best. However, if you're selling something much more expensive like furniture, usually there you need to explain a little bit more about your products. Close-ups, they are very, very powerful, so I would highly recommend using them as well. Now, for the fourth step, here we're talking about the ad account structure. Usually, this is a part where most business owners, they are struggling with. They think that this is what is going to make the biggest impact, when actually that is not true. That is just a myth that have been around for a long period of time. However, with the algorithms that we have right now, with the optimized algorithms, they are extremely smart. By the way, I would recommend watching this movie called The Social Dilemma, and you will know what I'm talking about, because they have a lot of data about your customers and they could target your right audience. But the account structure, how you what kind of bid strategies you use, what kind of budget optimizations you use, that does not impact the results. You could have the best account structure in the world if the offer is weak, if the creatives are not articulating those problems, those desires that they want, it is simply not going to convert, period. So here's the account structure that I use with my clients. I've been using them for years and they are working. They help me to generate 6 and 7 figures for my home decor brand clients. So here we could see that we have 2 campaigns, one for testing, where here I'm testing just essentially only creatives, right? We have different ad sets, and each ad set usually is gonna have 3 ad creatives that I launch and I test before I go to the second campaign, which is for scaling. So for scaling here, I just use the winning ad creatives that I have tested them in the testing campaign. And yes, I have different budget optimizations. Like for testing, I have ABO because I want to have the control. I want to have the ability to force the spend for each ad set, for each ad, so I could know for sure if they are working or not, and then eventually to use them for that scaling campaign. Now, just so you know, for the testing campaign, depending on your budget, that will tell you how many ad sets you'll need to run. Depending on the price points, if it's something much more expensive, then for each ad set, I'm gonna allocate a lot more money. If it's something, with a low average order value, then I will put a budget of $30, $40, $50 per day, and that is going to be just for one ad set. So if let's say your daily budget is $200, $300 for testing alone, then you could launch in that case 5-6 ad sets to test new ad creatives. Now the last step is the landing page. So we've talked about the offer, we've talked about with finding the right audience, we've talked about the account structure, the creatives. Now it is important where you send people to. This has, I would say, the second or the third most important impact onto your results. Now I just put together here a few main things about with the home decor landing page. However, this is a very huge topic, but just for now I want to let you know that when it comes to the pictures, you want to have a lot of pictures. When a person buys online, they want to make sure that they could find all the details about the products, and the images, the visual part is extremely important. This is the cover of your book, and people do judge a book by its cover. So some pictures that are essential, they are e-com shots, they are usually on a white background. We have detail shots, they are usually close-ups, so people could see the details of the product that you're selling. Some quick videos, they are up to 5 seconds. It creates a little bit more dynamic to the overall branding, and also it removes some of the objections that people have. Something like, what if the product does not look like in the real life? It is quite a common objection. And also some of the products in use, you might have some models, some people that they are using your product. It just creates a little bit of authenticity as well. Also, one of the things that people are talking a lot about with, they're concerned about shipping. You want to make sure that you have a small section where you talk about the shipping, in how many days you could ship that product to them, and some of the unique selling propositions. So essentially, what are the unique selling propositions? These are the features, some of the benefits of the product that makes your brand different from your competitors. So when someone comes to your website, a cold person who've never heard about your brand, they could see the true value of your product, why they have to choose you and not your opponents. Now, these are the most common aspects of a high converting landing page. However, I have a dedicated video, a much more comprehensive video where I talk much more extensively about that, how to have a landing page for your business that is going to convert, and that is going to convert actually any kind of clients. Either they are cold, they've never heard about your brand, or they've been with your business for a long period of time, they browsed on your website for a couple of times. So make sure to click on this video right here. I highly recommend that if you really want to increase your conversion rate. And until next time, keep growing your business, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye for now.